Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, and welcome to Unturned 3.15.7.0. Yet another awesome weekly update coming to you guys from Nelson. This week adds a wide range of different additions to the game, things like flashbangs, paintball guns, and farm plots, and then also tweaks to the fishing system, and also tweaks to how vehicles work in the game. Lots of awesome things this week. I'm excited to show you guys, and without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the new paintball guns. Now, these are technically a new weapon in the game, a new firearm, though they are, of course, paintballs, so they aren't really going to be doing all that much damage against people. These are going to be similar to like nail guns in that they're just kind of silly. You aren't actually going to try and kill somebody with the paintball, but this does create some cool opportunities to perhaps create some custom modes where, well, you can kill a zombie apparently, but create some custom modes or maps or whatever where people can have paintball matches or whatever and have good fun in that regard. Now, the paintball system is pretty interesting in that it has a ton of different magazines that you can put on your weapon. Right now I have a green paintball hopper on my weapon, but on the wall up here I have tons and tons of different colors. I have blue over here, yellow and orange right there, and then red and purple. I can take all these and I can swap out the colors, and if you were doing like a full-blown paintball match, you could give each team or each player a different color so you can specify who is on whose team. It also, whenever you shoot on the ground, it creates a cool little paint splatter, and if I swap to the green one, it's also green here. It's just pretty cool. I mean, right now it's not very useful for, you know, actual like PvP combat, but I do think there's room for some cool little custom games that can be made as a result of this new paintball gun. Moving on over to the left, we have the new Flashbang. This is awesome. The community has been suggesting a flashbang or some sort of stunning throwable object for the longest of time now, and for those of you who do not know what a flashbang is, if you haven't played any sort of first-person shooter within the last 5 years, a flashbang is a throwable explosive that is designed to not kill somebody, but rather stun them by making a very loud and bright explosion, hence the name Flash and Bang. So when you throw this thing, if you're stupid enough to stare at it, that happens. And if it was a good flashbang, if it exploded right in front of the person's face, that white screen and that ear-piercing noise will last a full 5 seconds. But, you know, if you are looking away from the flashbang, just like it works in CSGO, and I suppose how it would work in real life, if you are you realize that the flashbang is thrown and you look away, when it explodes, it will not affect you at all. So let's say you breached into someone's home, you busted through the window here, and you're like, flashbang out, you toss a flashbang in there. Somebody in here would be like, oh god, and they look away, and then they can pull out their guns and shoot you when you come in. Or if they didn't look away, you toss that flashbang in there, they're walking around, they're like, what the heck just happened? Boom, they're stunned. You have time to run in there with your shotgun, run in there with your weapon, take them out while they're completely immobilized. There's nothing that they can do except just wait and hope that they don't get shot at when they're stunned. Also, in third person, you cannot exploit this, even if you're in third person or even if you're in camera controls. When you are stunned, you are stunned. I mean, you can't do anything about it. Going in third person will not fix that issue. Other than that, really, it works off of distance and angle. So if you are looking away from the flashbang, then it will not affect you, or if the flashbang is pretty far away, it also will not affect you. Well, that one, it did affect me, but as you can see, it lasted not nearly as long as it normally would. But if it's way far away, you might not even hear it. Yeah, it didn't even do anything. But yeah, anyway, that's how the flashbang works. This can be found in military locations. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it's gonna be pretty rare, similar to grenades and all that good stuff. But yeah, that is the flashbang. Very, very cool. I'm excited to see that being used in some sort of breach and clear situation. That would have been really useful for that video that I posted 2 days ago. Breaching through the ceiling, tossed a flashbang in, and spraying them all down. It worked anyway, but it would have been cool to have a little flashbang entry. Now, over to the right, I have a fishing rod. Now, fishing rods have always been in the game, but there has been a pretty big change this week in regards to how fishing works in Unturned, and I'm going to need to head over to the water to show you how it's been changed. Alright, so we are out here by the water. Now, before we actually go fishing, there have been new fishes that have been added. Is it fish or fishes? There's been new fishes added to the game. We have the minnow right here, small fish, probably the worst so far. goldfish, probably even worse than the minnow, and then the bass, which is probably the best so far. It seems to be the biggest fish. It takes up 3 slots, so if you happen to find a bass when you go fishing, that's going to be your best bet. You're going to be very happy. That is probably going to be the best fish that you can get when you're fishing. But yeah, those are the new fish, and then we also have the raw salmon, raw trout. We've had that before. So now we have a total of 5 fish, so lots of variety when it comes to fishing. Now when you actually want to fish, before what you do is you just click, it would cast a line, it would go out in the water, and then you just wait, you catch a fish, you bring it back. Very simple. But now you have to hold the mouse button down, and you'll notice that there's like a little speed meter or distance meter or whatever, you know, like those little skill games, and we basically need to try and stop it when it's at max. And when we release it, when it is at max, it will both throw it very far, or at least cast a line very far, and also fish will bite that line a lot quicker. So if I throw it when it's at minimum here, it's going to land right in front of me, and I'm going to have to wait a very long time before a fish gets that line. Maybe 30 seconds to a full minute. So I'm just going to pull that back in, and hopefully I will be able to cast a stronger cast here, and then get it way out there, and then a fish will actually be able to catch that a lot quicker. Now, you might be wondering, well, it's going to be very easy to cast a strong line when the line is moving that slow, but I also have max skills here, so that is what the skill meter looks like when you have max skills, and I'm catching fish super fast as a result of my max skills. In this case, I found myself a little goldfish, and also we have the option of getting non-fish from the waters here. You can get tape and rope and stuff like that from the waters. We can see if we can end up catching a roll of tape, but I doubt it. But you do have the option of getting junk from the river and lake, which is pretty funny as well. Now earlier I did mention some tweaks to how vehicles work, and now I'd like to show you that. We do have now a context menu with vehicles, so if I access my inventory while I am currently in a vehicle, you will notice that we have this new context menu that shows us all the different things that we can do with this vehicle. We can see that we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seats here. Pretty interesting. We can swap between seats here, and then I can swap back into the driver's seat. I can choose to honk a horn or turn the headlights on from here. Now this all is just telling you information that you might already know, but at least it puts it in a nice little screen here. Additionally, you might have noticed this new thing here. We have the option of locking our vehicle to keep out vehicle thieves. So let's say you just went to the military base and you found this APC. You were the first guy to find it, lucky you, but let's say it's down to 0% fuel, and you need to go back and get your gas can to bring it back. You can get inside the vehicle, you can open up your context menu and lock it, and now only you or members of your group are going to be able to get inside that vehicle. So then you go get gas, you're able to come back, nobody's stolen the vehicle, you can put some gas in there, and then you can be on your way, and this vehicle is now yours. You can drive it into Seattle, you can drive it wherever you want. People will not be able to get in it and just drive away doing whatever they want. People might be able to get in the passenger seats and stuff like that, not entirely sure, but still, only you or the members of your group will be able to get in that vehicle, and it's just yours. Now you might be wondering, well, what if somebody just comes along as a little troll and just locks all the vehicles that they come across? Well, that is where the Steely Wheelie Automobile comes in. Fantastic name, I'll have you know. It's basically just a Slim Jim, or those little things that you slide between the window of the car to like unlock the car. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It is actually called a Steely Wheelie Automobile. I'm not even joking. A tool for unlocking cars. So if you come across somebody's locked vehicle, you can absolutely 100% go up to it and unlock it and get in and drive away. That would be so troll of you to go up there and do that. The Steely Wheelie Automobile spawns in the same locations that you find car jacks and blowtorches and stuff like that in mechanic shops, hardware stores, all that good stuff. And once you do find it, you basically have the option of unlocking all the cars you'd like. Now up on the roof of the back of my base, we have the new farming plot. Now this is basically just a massive and very flat planter. It's very cool. This has been something that we've been wanting for a very long time. You guys might remember the farming foundations from Unturned 2.0. Very useful. They just worked as regular foundations or roofs. You could put them down and then you can plant crops on them. This is very, very similar in that it's just about the same size as a foundation, except you don't actually need to snap it to other things. Actually, I don't even think you're allowed to snap it to other foundations. This can just be placed wherever you want, just like a regular planter, except it happens to be very similar to the shape of a foundation. And as a result, you can have a 2x2 area like this, and you can put the little farming plot right there in the middle, like so, and then you can have a little area like where you can walk around the garden, and then you can have stuff like that. It doesn't have to be a foundation. If you'd like it to be a foundation, for sure you can put down a little foundation, and then you can put this right in the middle, and then it will look just like a regular farming foundation. So you just have more options than you did when it was like just its own little farming floor back in Unturned 2.0. Back over to the APC, on the topic of newbies stealing your brand new APC, there was also the issue of newbies walking up and just shooting the living crap out of your APC and destroying it. Well, now you could say goodbye to newbies doing that, because APCs are now fully immune to low caliber ammunition fire. Shooting a Heartbreaker or a Viper or anything like that will not do any damage. Trying to destroy an APC will require the same materials as trying to destroy a structure or a wall or anything like that. You're going to need grenades and sticky grenades and breaching charges and RPGs to blow up an APC or other armored vehicles like tanks or Humvees. But even though the vehicle itself is still immune to small arms fire, it still does not make the driver immune to small arms fire. So if you do see an APC driving down the street, you basically have the option of getting behind some sort of object to protect you from the APC driver running you over, or you can just shoot the driver out, use your steely wheelie automobile and steal his APC. So those options are still there. It's not like driving an APC will make you just an invincible tank. You are still vulnerable to gunfire, and you need to consider that. One of the last changes that was added this week was an improvement to the animal AI system. Before, they were very, very basic. They all just kind of either ran away from you or just kind of wandered around like they are right now, but now they do work together in packs. So as you can see here, we have two little deers? We have two deer here, and as you can see, they are sticking together like they would, I guess, in real life, working together. They're all little pals here, and before, if I were to shoot one of them, they would all probably start scattering in their own direction away from me, but now they do at least a little bit of effort in sticking together as a group. That also applies to wolves, so if you play on the Yukon map, you're going to need to stay away a little bit. No longer will you have just one wolf attacking you. If you happen to get just the attention of one wolf, the entire pack will attack you, so you need to be a little careful as a result of these new AI changes. Now, I just showed you how deer work, they stick together, but it also applies to aggressive animals as well. But anyway, those are all the changes, or at least the significant ones that were added in Unturned 3.15.7.0. I did miss a few minor additions and improvements and tweaks, but if you guys like to check those out, as always, I will put the full update post in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish, because MeLikeBigBoom is out.